Hello, I'm Kathleen and welcome to my very first video editing tutorial. So I've been receiving a lot of questions in my Instagram on what software I use and how I do my editing. So I decided to make a series of tutorials on how I edit my videos. For those who didn't know yet, I'm using DaVinci Resolve 15 on my laptop. If you're interested to use this editing software, you can click the link in the description below. It's totally free and easy to use. In this first video, I'm going to show you how I do my simple transitions like the outfit changes and my camera effects using the dynamic zoom feature. So let's get started! First of all, you want to rename your video files so it's easy for you to know which one is which. And I like to rename my videos in numbers. So you click the file in the corner left right here, import file, import media, select the files, and open. Now you have your media imported. Now you want to place your video files by dragging it to the timeline. And the most important thing for a dance video is to have the video and audio in sync. So I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. Try to play the video. You can use the space button in your keyboard or the play button right here. And as soon as the music plays, pause it immediately. Now use the left arrow in your keyboard to move this red thing and make sure the timing is exactly before the music started. Cut it exactly right there. Then do the same thing with the audio. Use the left arrow and cut it. Let's check if they're in sync. Now do the exact same thing to the other video files. That's good because it's gonna be too long. Okay, after you have all your videos in place, let's get to the simple transitions between the videos. Here in the effects library, we have video transitions, audio transition. You can add some titles, generators, and some preset filters. You can choose whichever transitions you like. But for outfit change, I usually use the cross dissolve right here. Just drag it to the place where you want the transition be. And there we go, outfit change. But it's more important for you to be in the exact same place and same camera position when you record the video in order for it to work. And please keep in mind that when you try to play back the timeline, there could be a little bit of lag or delay. But don't worry too much. You can check the frames by using the right and left arrow in your keyboard. It looks a little bit unnatural when the cross-dissolve transition takes too long, so I like to make it shorter. The next transition that I use a lot is the dip to color dissolve. This gives like a flash transition effect. Drag it, and let's make it a little bit shorter.
Zimzalabim, zimzalabim. Zimzalabim, 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 zim.
Let's move on to the next effect. Since I'm a coverist who works alone, I don't have anyone to record me, so I just use my phone and a tripod when I do my covers. And as you can see here, it looks pretty boring and stiff when there's no motion whatsoever. So I like to add some movement by using the dynamic zoom feature. Here in the inspector, you can manipulate the camera works by using the transform feature. The first thing you can do is to create a zoom out transition. Select the video that you want to add the effects, then click the notes where you want the video to start moving. Then you can change the size in here. I usually put 1.8 for my zoom out transitions. Now use the right arrow to place the notes to where you want it to zoom out. And change the numbers back to 1. Let's see how it turned out. So basically, you just use the notes for the timing and use the numbers in the box to set the size you want it to be. And if you want it to stop moving, just place another notes and put the same number as in the notes before. Now I want to create a zoom in effects to match the dance moves. It's the same method, only the numbers are different. And you don't have to put the same numbers as mine. It depends on your distance to your camera. Zoom in. Zoom out. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom out. Zoom in. Zoom out. Now from here, I want to make it more dynamic. Just put the notes right here and wait a little longer. Until here. And put the notes again. And down here, if you click it, you can see the notes that you put before, and you can analyze the movement that you created. You can also move, delete, or put another note in there. After you finish editing the video, click the Render tab. Rename your video file. Put it wherever you want. And set the format to MP4. Add to render queue. And start render. Now you only have to wait. I'm sure you're curious on how I create the cloning effects and other effects as well. I'll be explaining this on the next episode of Dance Video Editing Tutorial. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can leave some comment below if you have any questions about this. Thank you for watching.
I'm gonna 좋다 지치지 마 늘 바라봐자 꿈이 아니야 zimzalabim zimzalabim zim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zimzalabim zim zim 눈을 봐 보석처럼 반짝